What is it that makes a 17-year-old kid so good that he's able to go to the world team trials at the senior level, take second place while still undecided and uncommitted to a university yet? All of this while just a week ago taking bronze at U20 World Championships. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn the notification bell on so you get whenever we post. All right, so we all know that a lot of these high school kids are up and coming and ready to compete right now at a very high level, including Bo Bassett, Jax Forrest, PJ Duke. But what makes Marcus stand out above the rest of them is one thing, and that's his head-hands defense. So yeah, I've had the pleasure of training with Marcus on several occasions. He's come out with me to train and get me ready for the Olympic Games. I know that he's a top wrestler, and even though he's young, I've said it before, I really enjoy having some youth to work out with, because you know what? They're not scared. They're ready to compete, and they're trying to just improve and get better, and they want to wrestle the best in the world if they have that opportunity. So I'm was really excited that he came out to train with me, and after watching him and also after training with him, I've been able to kind of see how he feels and how he works and what makes him really special at his age. First and foremost, with a lot of these high school kids, especially when I was in high school, I was one of the best in the country, and I made a cadet team and was being recruited highly in college. But I would say my thing that made me special was my offense. And I think a lot of these other kids, one of their things that makes them special is their offensive capabilities at these ages, to be able to get to the legs, finish on really good wrestlers, and even being able to just like overwhelm a lot of their opponents in high school, regardless, top in the country kids, even breaking onto the stage of beating some NCAA All-Americans here and there. But what Marcus has been able to do is, last year he beat Matt Ramos, who is an NCAA runner-up, wins a cadet world title, then goes to the Olympic team trials and finishes third place. With Gilman technically retiring from the sport, he's technically Spencer Lee's Olympic alternate. Makes a junior world team, takes bronze to the Japanese, who was the senior level 57 kilo guy, comes a week later, goes to beat Seth Gross, Nashon Garrett, and Dayton Fix, that's 2 NCAA champs and a multiple-time NCAA runner-up and a world silver medalist, all at the age of 17. So back to my point on offense, even though I could get to some of these guys' legs, I'm always compromising my defense, sometimes getting out of position to look for a lot of scores. And it takes a lot of mental maturity for me to put together my offense and defense now at the senior level to be able to win a world title. But what Marcus really brings to the table at his age is he's able to be super composed in his defense. Defense wins titles. And when, with Marcus wrestling, and you can watch him compete, he stays in really good position. His head and hands defense are very impressive. He might be one of the best guys that I've seen in the U.S. do this at any of the weight classes, being able to be in there and down block the way that he is, and then be able to just, when guys kind of reach, take shots from space, he's able to kind of turn a corner and then re-attack in. And, that's kind of difficult to deal with. And then if you're, only able to take 1 shot a match or 2 shots a match, then he's creating some other scrambles and other positional fights that if you don't get your takedown, you might not sniff his leg again for the rest of the match. I mean, look at what happened with Dayton Fix. Dayton got in on a leg attack, it got into a crazy scramble, and ended up getting grounded, pushed off to the side. That would have been a win for Dayton, but it ended up happening with Marcus got to a leg at the end of the match and gets a push out to win 2-2. Controversial, but that's kind of what happens when you don't create enough or generate enough scores against Marcus Blaze. Also, looking against how he wrestled Vito, kind of similar things happened, and Vito even had a difficult time finishing, where he just took the push out to win the matches, and obviously Vito stayed smart and wrestled it well. But that's like, I'm talking about him like I would be talking about other senior level wrestlers. Coming from someone who loves watching wrestling and breaks down film, someone who's been in those situations, it's really, really impressive, and it's something that a lot of the youth coaches or anyone in high school can take note and watch about. This is what makes kids really good. This is what, guys like Uguyev does really good. Russian, the Dagestan system, why you see all these Dagestanis wrestling so well. They're holding position, and they're just down blocking, and they're not compromising anything. They're picking their 1 or 2 chances to score, and they make most of it. I mean, that's really the Dagestan system. Block, down block, position, doesn't over wrestle, explodes to their 1 or 2 shots and finishes the match with some good parterre turns on top. And that's what makes them special, that they can scramble through the positions. But overall, on their feet, guys in Dagestan aren't really doing anything crazy. They just hold position really well. They block, and then when they go, they go. Overall, I think Marcus Blaze is an incredible wrestler and probably the most highly anticipated college wrestler that we're ready to see come into the season. I feel bad for some of these high school kids, you know, coming in, having a dual meet against Perrysburg, and they got to go and shake Marcus Blaze's hand this year. That's pretty crazy to think about. You know, I think he's an amazing wrestler, an amazing kid. Had the pleasure to work with him. Hope to do that in the future as well. One thing I want to make sure I hope Marcus takes away to improve on in the future, that he can develop that 1 or 2 shots that he can develop, that he can go to, so he doesn't shut down. Because in college, guys are physical, guys don't like to do a lot, but they're, you know, with the folk style, they can really slow down matches. So he might have a lot of close matches here going into college, and, you know, guys are going to try to slow him down as much as possible, because if he doesn't get on the scoreboard, you know, having a guy who's not extremely offensive, you know, things can, you know, might not go his way if, you know, there's a few fluke things that can happen. So he definitely needs to keep improving on his offensive output and being able to take the right shots. And that's what, like I said, that's what's going to make him go to the next level and be consistent like this as he reaches, you know, college age and reaches where he's able to make these senior world teams. You know, congrats to Marcus. You did awesome at this tournament. Congrats at Junior Worlds on your bronze. You know, you're going to keep improving. I can't wait to watch your career progress as you get older and get better, and a lot of golds to come soon. So that's what I got with from today. Make sure you guys subscribe so we can keep creating more content, and like this video, put the notifications on, and let's go, baby. World champions, everything we do. Let's go.